Welcome back, everybody, to FTLG, aka For the Love of Gaming, a day for retro games. We just finished our first amazing Sonic run, absolutely demolishing it by none 2-1. But now we have both, well, not both, just Tempest coming in to do his own Sonic arcade run with Spectral on commentary. So, if you guys would like to take it away.
Absolutely. Hello, everybody. My name is TempestMask1000, and this game needs not much of an introduction. SegaSonic the Hedgehog, although for those that might have not heard about it, well, allow me to explain. This arcade game originally released exclusively for Japan, and to this day still technically does. But you may have heard that this game was intended to appear on the Sonic Gems collection back when. Unfortunately, that never came to pass. But in a way, we can still think of it as such. And so, of course, the more common way of playing this game is through MAME, but it is definitely better than nothing. And I personally enjoy this game for just being so go in its attitude and stuff. And it's also the introduction to fan characters Mighty and Ray. So I'm actually gonna try and go ahead and use one of them instead of Sonic because I think I used him last time. So you know. But other than that, I'm not alone. Spectral, please introduce yourself.
Hey, I'm Spectral. I'm also a runner of this game and world record holder for this category.
Yeah. It's always nice to have a world record holder on comms with me, so well, I'll see what I can do. Hopefully I won't botch it up too much because I got a bit of beef with Stage 6. This is a 7-stage game, and the estimate, we should be able to go under it pretty nicely because this game is practically straightforward, but there are some things that if I muck up enough times, it can be pretty painful. So we'll see how it goes, but I am going to try and give Spectral enough time to say a few things for me just in case. Other than that, though, I do want to give a shout out to the character that just couldn't make it. A quick Knuckles. This is a Knuckles Sonic 2, the film toy, that I just decided to have as my special guest on the side. But anyway, let's get this thing going. So I'm going to put in a few
All right, so whenever you want to count in.
All right. Let's see. Spectral, should I go as Ray or Mighty?
I always pick Sonic, but let's go with Mighty.
All right. Mighty. Uh-oh. Oh, well, it looks like the game just chose Ray for me.
Oh, yeah, the controls are reversed in the character select.
Yeah, that's always weird. All right. Oh, sorry. Go. 3, 2, 1, go. That's supposed to start when I selected the character. Oh, well. Already off to a good start. Anyway, let's go. And take it away, Spectral.
Alright, so as Tempest already mentioned, this game is actually a Japan-exclusive arcade game. And there was actually intention to make this game an American release as well, because there are full files for Dr. Robotnik from the cartoon of the time. All the sprites are there, but they're just not enabled, along with English subtitles for the characters. This game is pretty straightforward, as Tempest already mentioned. It's almost on rails, but there are ways we can control the movement speed, and basically the game will only go as fast as the player does. But it is an arcade game and it's extremely punishing when we make a mistake. As you can see, there's a health bar at the bottom left, and it will only take about 2 or 3 hits before we have to chuck in another quarter to continue the gameplay.
So right now we're in the first main stage, Volcanic Vault, and as I mentioned, there are a total of 7 levels. There's also a couple of different endings, and regardless of whichever one I get, the game will still be considered complete. But the ideal way of beating the game is, of course, getting that good ending. You'll see exactly what I mean once we get to there, but for now, the idea is Eggman has this island, and we've been captured into his tower. Now we gotta just get the heck out of here. And so, the general premise being, we got Sonic, Ray, and Mighty. They're all here. This game can be played up to 3 players. I've never done a co-op run yet, but I'd certainly be interested in giving it a try at some point or another. But the general idea is you have a health bar, as Spectral mentioned, and you can actually heal a little bit when you collect rings, but I'm going to try and not worry about those because otherwise there's really not much of a point unless you're doing the other category this game has to offer, which is called all bonuses. And how I get a bonus is I got to get 50% of the rings in order for it to count. But that is something I have not practiced yet, so I'm obviously not going to feel very confident in trying it, but I am very interested in giving it a go soon enough. Other than that, though,
So,
this is actually one of the first Sonic games to have, well, maybe not maybe not the exact first, but definitely one of the early Sonic games to have a voice for Sonic himself, which you actually might recognize as Trunks from Dragon Ball Z, aka Takeshi Kusao. So it's very interesting how he sort of did the role before, I believe it was, what's his name again? Someone in the chat remind me, but, yeah, no. It's really cool to see that. Otherwise, I mean, that's just one of the things I remember the game by, but otherwise, we just cleared the second stage. That was Icy Isle. And, I did see in chat, we got a question. Yes, so this game is normally played with a trackball, but because we're using MAME, I am using a controller setup, but I also have it programmed to my keyboard as well, because I'm going to need a little precise platforming for, Stage 6. For now, though, we're moving to Desert Dodge. You know, I just gotta, like, avoid a sandstorm tornado, a bunch of them, in fact, you know. This game, I guess you could say this is one of those times where Eggman really tries to go a little overkill on the whole getting rid of his enemies and stuff, don't you think?
this game, this level is extremely punishing, actually. With the sand pits, they have really large hitboxes. That's a general problem with this game. The isometric view makes it very, very difficult to, I guess, visualize where the hitboxes are going to land exactly and where your character is going to end up. So it's almost very common to get eaten by that second sand pit during runs and marathons.
Definitely not a bad run so far, though, honestly.
No, I think it's going perfect. Actually, the caterpillar thing that you're seeing overhead, like flying above Ray at the moment, right now you can... Ooh, bit of a...
Yeah, that was the first death there. It's okay, though. Not the worst thing to happen. Continue.
This is an arcade game after all, and the point is to get you to spend as many quarters as possible. So right at this point where there's the quicksand segments, the collision of the caterpillar disappears for some reason. It's not possible to get hit by that thing anymore, which can be scary when you start the game because it flies right over Ray, but there's no way to lose health to it.
Ah, yes, Junichi Kanemaru. Thank you, Ghost David. Yeah, that's the guy. Actually, I kind of... Yeah, no, that definitely very prominent, definitely one of the more prominent voices of Sonic, and surprisingly has been doing the role ever since his first gig with it, so yeah. I even hear he, the time when Sonic was a VTuber, that Kanemaru is actually also voicing him for that as well, which is really neat. But yeah, now we're moving on to Trap Tower, and, I mean, well... Spectral, what do you got to say about this one?
So Trap Tower is a deceptively simple level. After the previous two levels, you only have one single type of trap, but in arcade level, in the arcade cabinet, this level is fairly straightforward as we are on the trackball, but when you're using a keyboard or a controller, you need to be able to stop on a dime to be able to avoid these traps, which can be very challenging. As you can see, it's very easy to bonk on them. And are you using a controller right now or
yes,
keyboard?
Yes, I am. No, controller.
Yeah, so when you're using a keyboard, because you only have 4 keys and you can only hit in the 4 cardinal directions, your controls never exactly align with the direction your character is running. So you have to interleave inputs like rapidly to give that diagonal running effect. And as you can see, it's very difficult to stop exactly right before the pillars, because again, the trackball controls would have made that much easier.
I normally would try to go past those bombs behind the ladders, but at this point, after having hit one, it's not worth it.
Yeah, exactly. I believe if you stick to the very right ladder,
right,
you can just run through all of them, because we always go at max speed.
That is what I had it wrong. But yeah, now we're moving on to level 5, and this is actually one of the, this is the only level, technically, to have a boss at the very end, but... we'll get to that when we do. For now, I definitely want to be careful with that little nugget of health left. Other than that, I mean, it's pretty much, I mean, I guess if y'all are familiar with Roadrunner and Wile E. Coyote, I guess we're going through a little, similar scenario here. You'll see what I mean. Yeah, this game just feels very cartoony on the whole. Like, it's very charming, but yeah, also can be punishing, as Spectral mentioned. Come on, there you go. I was like, why am I not getting off the vine? That's always a little confusing for me, honestly. But yeah, now we got some more collapsing runways, collapsing platforms, whatever you want to call it. And then in the very end of this stretch, I'm going to want to be very careful about what seems to be a continuation of it, but is actually a false wall. Like there, right there. Perfect. Because I tend to get stuck in that, and it's very hard to wiggle my way out. Usually the game says no, so it's a pain in my butt. Unfortunately, I just died right there, but that's okay. I'm going to switch to keyboard for this one.
Yeah, so I can go over this boss fight really quickly. The idea is to hit the fuse in the center of this machinery 10 times, and every time you hit it, you get knocked back. There is a way to get an early kill that finishes this fight in 5 seconds, but it is not marathon safe, and I know that from losing a whole minute in a run in a past marathon. And it's very common to lose many lives.
Game's being a bit bullyish right now, a bit trolly. There we go. See, the problem with this isometric view is that, yeah, there we go. That was much better right there at the end. No, as I was going to say, the isometric controls can really mess you up there, especially in this section, because once you're just trying to get moving back, sometimes you can accidentally hit the traps, and the easiest way to die there is if you get caught both by the flamethrower and the electric fence. It just zaps your health like nobody's business. But yeah, we're gonna do Wild Waterway, and I'm actually gonna do the little thing. This is something that my friend Hypnotics normally does. So, well, I guess I gotta respawn first. But yeah.
Briefly talking about Wild Waterway, this level is very interesting in the sense that in the first half you basically walk straight down and nothing really is in harm. You're not really in harm's way. And then the second half of this level is probably the most difficult point for any beginner runners of this game. It is a part that has rapid waters with tight platforming that requires very precise platforming, which is very counterintuitive to our keyboard or controller control scheme where we are going full speed all the time.
Okay, got it. So basically, I just like to hold my breath for as long as I'm in the water. So, you know, that was just the long and short of it. I ran out of time to explain. All right. Now for my least favorite part of the level.
Yeah, so this is the part with tight platforming, and it can be quite punishing if you fall off even once, because the game will keep spawning you at the edge of platforms, which makes it very easy for you to fall off over and over again until you run out of lives.
Huh, I had no idea I could reclimb the walls by going backward a bit. This would actually be a great time, though, to pass it to the host, so if you'd like to say anything, Briar, that'd be great.
Yeah, so, as a reminder, not only is this weekend about celebrating amazing retro video games, it's also a chance to raise money for an awesome charity, because we're working together with Games for Love, which is a 501c3 public charity. It's dedicated to easing the suffering, saving lives, and creating a sustainable future for children. Games for Love thought process are thinking critically to solve problems on a global scale. Games for Love is creating holistically, and its programs are looking into not just the symptoms of a problem, but how to eliminate root causes from a foundational level. So, if you guys feel like helping out with an awesome charity, donate now.
Absolutely. I always love helping support charities that, are just here to help out those in need, I think I might have got, and now that I think about it, I'm not sure if I tweeted the wrong one, because I know that I have a tendency to sometimes say the wrong thing. It's just one of my worst human errors, quite honestly. But, that's why you always just gotta do your homework, y'all. And I'm dead again. Yeah, this game has been really taking away some virtual tokens today, hasn't it?
Well, yeah, as an arcade game, and this being the final level, it really cranks up the difficulty right at this level. And those crushers that you just see caught Ray a few times, their positioning, the Ray's position determines when they appear on the screen, hence when their cycle begins, which can make it basically very, very difficult to adapt to based on where you end up when you're running down those platforms.
Other than that, though, because this is the final level, this is where we get back to the idea of the game's ending. So there is a good ending and a bad ending. The bad ending occurs when the time limit at the very final stretch runs out and I'm not by the exit by then. The good ending is when I get out, and so time will end once I've gone through that exit. But if we run out of time, then yeah, we'll just call it as that is. But I've been better about that, you know. Like, the first time I picked up this game was actually during Golden's 12-hour challenge, and so the fact that I messed it up terribly, it was just a bit of a personal goal that I knew I wanted to fix up and stuff. But hey, we got Eggman, so let's shake our fist as he decides to run away. Oh wait, after he decides to press a very suspicious button, like that one. The self-destruct sequence has been activated. All personnel evacuate immediately. Repeat, all personnel evacuate immediately. Wait, we already went through Resident Evil 2, never mind. Alright, get ready on time. Let's see if I can make it. And time. Nice. We got the good ending and we beat the game. Well, I mean, obviously
Awesome.
we beat the game. But yeah.
I was going to say the run would be still going, wouldn't it?
No,
No, we got a final time of 14:04.
Yeah, that's definitely a PB. Let's go.
Oh, nice.
That's a very good time for a marathon. Oh, yeah.
Congrats.
Hey! Yeah, I just knew that no matter what I did, because I've gotten progressively better at working this game out, a PB was definitely more than likely, so yeah. Just want to give a big shout out to all the developers of this game and the voice actors as well. Really, there's just quite a lot of charm to this entry of the Sonic franchise that I just think really deserves some recognition where due and stuff. And so I hope that one of these days maybe we'll have a forgotten, we will have sort of a forgotten Sega arcade game collection that, best case scenario, this will be one of them. But other than that, I know we got Sonic Origins coming out soon, so that should be a little exciting. Other than that, though, yeah, that was my only run of this marathon. I want to thank Corey and the FTLG team for accepting me once again. You might have seen me doing a run for the main event that preceded Day for Retro, so it was very interesting to get this game going again. I just want to also give a shout out to all the runners of SegaSonic, and if you'd like to try and pick this one up, definitely give us a buzz. I'm sure we would love to help you out and stuff. Let's see here. You know what? One sec. I guess I was trying to put in my initials into the score right there, but I guess I failed. I guess we're going with TOF. Whatever that means. But yeah, if you guys like to check me out, my name is indeed TempestMask1000, not just on Twitch, but on YouTube as well. I don't have a static streaming schedule, but I do try to get on whenever I can, and it's always fun to speedrun, so if you'd like to see me do games like these, or I also like to do Mega Mans or Mega Man likes, yeah, no. But other than that, yeah, I'm also going to very soon jump on a certain devil hunting train with the first game that I've been trying to get off my backlog for the longest time. But yeah, with that said, thank you again for having me. Let's keep supporting the marathon. We definitely have a bit of a ways to go for Games for Love. And yeah, no, I think that's going to do it for me. Spectral, any last words?
Nothing else to add, really. That was a great run.
Heck yeah. Well, thanks for having me, everyone. And until we meet again, ciao, Michi.
Yeah. And again, thank you both for coming in and just showcasing like I didn't even know this game existed. So getting to see such awesome animations, a very unique gameplay style, just a very cool game overall. It was an experience, and I'm pretty sure everyone appreciated it. So thank you so much.
Hi, Hib.
But coming soon,
Sorry,
we got
Hib.
enough. But yeah, we got coming up very soon. We will have our mini horror kind of block with Silent Hill 3, played by Deathrope with special guest voice actor Donna Burke. So if you guys want to hear one of the best singers slash voice actors in the biz, don't leave. Stay. Just listen to her. She's awesome
I
and funny.
love it. I love it when we have special guests.
Wait. Oh no. Are we still on? I don't think Corey knows. Well, if we're still live, actually, Spectral, do you want to? Did you give yourself a shout out?
I guess I'll go over it real quickly. You can find me on Twitch and YouTube under Spectral Platypus. And as Tempest already mentioned, this is a really good speed game. I think it's a fantastic game for racing as well. So if you're into speedrunning Sonic games, or if you even new to speedrunning, this is a great game to pick up and get into speedrunning.
Okay, transition's coming. But yeah, no. I mean, it really is cool seeing very unique Japanese games because it's just like most people in America at least haven't seen it. So it gives everyone a nice sense of like what other people around the world might have experienced with this franchise.
Yeah, this is certainly a very obscure game, and I got into speedrunning this game when I saw an arcade cabinet run of it, which was quite interesting. It's actually still up there on speedrun.com.
Oh, sick. Actually, okay, since we got a second, what's your out of you guys, what is your favorite Sonic TV show or movie?
Oh God. Um, at this point, definitely Sonic 2.
I'm gonna put on
Oh,
nostalgia goggles and say Sonic Saturday AM cartoons from back in the day.
That's a
you mean
fair one.
Sonic X?
No. Sonic
No, the
Sat
one.
AM was much
The
before
Yes,
that.
older
at
one.
AM. Yeah, the way back.
I grew up with the Sonic X. I grew
I
up
grew up
just
with
'cause
that
you
too.
have to admit that song is a banger.
Yeah, yeah. I will say that. I will say that.